And today, two ballistic missiles seen blasting off from North Korea towards eastern waters. That's according to South Korea. This is North Korea's seventh round of weapons testing in the last 2 weeks. It came hours after the U.S. and South Korea wrapped a new round of naval drills. Japanese Vice Defense Minister also confirming the launches, calling it absolutely unacceptable for threatening regional and international security. They also pointed to the possibility of the weapons being submarine-launched ballistic missiles. Let's bring in former Naval Intelligence Officer and member of the Hoover Institution Board of Overseers, John Jordan. John, thank you for being here.
My pleasure.
Well, Japan fears that today's missiles were launched from the sea. Can you help us put this in context? If North Korea gains the ability to fire missiles from a submarine, what kind of threat does that create?
Yeah, this is an extraordinary technology that took the United States and the Soviet Union's decades to perfect. And that is being able to put them on a submarine and you can move these missiles around. And theoretically, you can be able to hide them so their launch sites wouldn't be as well known. That, in theory, makes them less vulnerable to a preemptive attack. The good news here is that this technology is extremely difficult to get right to the point where it's reliable. And all of the other technologies that you need to make a submarine quiet, which is how submarines are detected, is even harder to do. And that's a whole other set of technologies that North Koreans haven't perfected. So it's unlikely that this will be a viable weapon in the near future that would provide North Korea with a non-preemptible capability. But they've got a ways to go, but they're nipping away at it.
Understood. And we also mentioned that this launch came hours after the U.S. and South Korea wrapped some naval drills. Do you think that was coincidence, or is this a clear message from North Korea?
Well, that's a great question. Everything is connected here, right? This all started, this was set in motion when we withdrew from Afghanistan. Not just that we withdrew, but the manner in which we did it, in the middle of the night, abandoning allies and even fellow NATO countries that were in the dark. The Russians saw this, the North Koreans saw this, and the Chinese saw it. So everybody's getting a little friskier now because they are not sure where the limits are with the United States and what we will or won't do. So that's being tested. North Korea has been under an extraordinary, punitive sanctions regime for some period of time, and they see that the world's focused on Ukraine, and this is their way of not only further developing their missile program, but reminding the West, hey, we're here too, and we can also make trouble that can further damage the world economy.
Right.
So this is to get attention and grow leverage.
I mean, how do you think the U.S. should be responding to these missile launches now?
Well, I think that the U.S. response with regard to North Korea is just about right in this case. Moving the Ronald Reagan carrier battle group into South Korean Japanese waters says that we care, that we're watching, and that we have the capability to do something about it should the North Koreans do something really untoward. But at the same time, we're not giving them oxygen where they can, or giving them too much airtime, so to speak, giving what they really want, which is to change Western public opinion and angle for sanctions relief. So I think we've got it just about right in this case.
All right, John Jordan, really appreciate your insight on this. Thank you so much for your time.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.